Good afternoon, everybody. Eric here, Suntree Carpentry. Just out here in the shop gluing up some shaker doors today. Little shaker doors. And a lot of times I go back in my head to simple beginnings, humble beginnings, just maybe almost 4 years ago where I owned next to no tools. And I think to myself, what tools, really made a difference and what didn't. So when it comes to brad nailers, there's a whole bunch of different ways to look at things and a whole bunch of different schools of thought. But I'll tell you what propelled me, usually mistakes or frustration get me to try something different. So one day I was just going back to do a little punch out on a build we did, and I was tired and I was just like, man, I am not hooking up the compressor, bringing it out of the van, going to get a pneumatic nailer. So I decided to go to Home Depot instead and buy this bad boy. Now, I started with a Porter cable and a pancake, and that Porter cable broke on me all the time. So then I bought, I paid $100 for the 3 sets of Porter cables. Then I bought the Milwaukee. When I wanted the Milwaukee platform, I bought the 16 gauge nailer. And the thing was, I got accustomed to that thing jamming on me or not driving nails in, every 10, 20, 30, 40 nails. And I dealt with that frustration for a period of time, but then I realized this is no way to work. So I sold that, and a buddy of mine named Tommy Mullaney, he was working with me, and he told me a philosophy called cry once. And so that's when I went to the Omar platform, and I will not regret that. So one of the guys is gonna grab me a Omar gun, and I'll show you. This is made in Italy. It's built like an Italian tank. And when Tommy said you can shoot this thing 5,000 times without it jamming, I thought he must be kidding. But my guys were shooting this for a while without any lube, and it doesn't even jam without lube. So I've only had to replace one gasket on one. I own 2 of the 18 gauge, 1 of the 16 gauge, but in my experience now, having tried 4 or 5 different nailers over the last 4 years, nothing compares to this Omer. But let me not get too distracted and off topic. Today, it's just about this little Milwaukee pin nailer, which looks kind of small and cute and gimmicky. But just going to show you, just doing a little pin nailing and gluing up of back panels to a shaker door here. So, but I love this thing. You got to be careful though, because this thing will shoot. Just target practice. Kind of got to be careful with it, but like that. For the van, I keep this bad boy, which falls into the too pretty to use category. No, we do use it once in a while. But what I like about this is the baby sustainers. I like the baby sustainers. So when you have a really, really small project, you break out it doesn't have a baby gun in it. It's got baby nails in it. But yeah, for organization, keeping this in the van, I like to have this. Obviously, there's applications for both airless and aired guns. So my 2 pin nailers, just wanted to share with you guys that I like this Milwaukee 23 gauge pin nailer.